Pisces, it's Money Monday. Let's take a look at your money story for the week of March 16th, 2026. But when you find this message is when you're meant to receive it. Welcome to anybody that is new. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you want, if you like my readings. Welcome back to all my subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hyping, liking, sharing, hitting all the buttons. Thank you for being here each and every day. Let's see what your money story is for the week, Pisces. Let's call in spirit. Okay, Pisces, I hope that you're all doing well. Today is Money Monday, so let's take a look at your money story for the week. Let's see what's going on in the financials for Pisces. This will be a general reading for Pisces when it comes to your finances, so take what resonates, leave the rest, as not all messages will resonate with every single person on this planet. So let's take a look. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the likes and comments and all the stuff that you put out there. Makes me feel like I'm part of your life. Angels, guides, ancestors, what is the money story for Pisces this week? March 16th, 2026, please. And happy birthday if it is your birthday today, Pisces. What is Pisces money story for the week? High Priestess, that's your energy. Pisces, money story, please, Spirit. We have the Death card, reversed. King of Wands. And we have the Ten of Swords reversed. Okay. Back of the deck, we do have the Five of Wands reversed. Okay. It's almost like you're avoiding conflict in some way here, Pisces, in the shadow for what you don't see. But when it comes to your money story, there's a release of some type of tension. Perhaps there's been conflict when it comes to your finances, Pisces, but it's like there's a release of tension. There's some type of an end of conflict that's happening here with the card being reversed for what you don't see. So perhaps you're done fighting over money. Perhaps there's been some type of conflict when it comes to you making money. Or bringing in that abundance for you. But it seems like things are clearing up for you, Pisces, this week. There could be more agreements and more cooperation that's going on when it comes to making money. Now, you've used your inner intuition when it comes to building your finances this week here, Pisces. And I feel like there's some type of resistance to change, though, however. With the Death card being reversed. You could be stuck in a repeated pattern when it comes to your finances here, Pisces. Perhaps your spending pattern. It looks like you're going through some type of recovery when it comes to your finances, though, Pisces. There's some type of healing. You're moving into a stronger place financially at this time. You've learned your lessons. But perhaps there is a fear that you'll be stuck in the same type, or you have this inability to change. Perhaps you've learned your lesson about your spending pattern, but you also know yourself. You know that you like the shiny new objects. You know you like to spend the money. And perhaps you're afraid that you're going to go down that road again. So there can be some type of impulsiveness when it comes to spending. And there's a fear about repeating that type of pattern here. You're in a healing place, though. Things are getting better for you. Whatever's happening here, there's agreements, there's cooperation, there's an end of conflict, there's more harmony when it comes to your finances. Let's clarify. Please clarify the High Priestess, please, Spirit. I feel like you have a lot of ambition, and you always have. This is that inner part of you. You have the drive, Pisces. Pisces can be very imaginative, a go-getter, making your dreams come true kind of feeling here. You're a bit of a perfectionist, and I'm a Pisces too, and I can understand that. Wanting things to be just perfect, however you have imagined them to be. And I feel like you're being direct in your approach, you're fast thinking, and you're driven towards success. Please clarify the Death card. Way too many, Spirit. Please clarify the Death. We do have the Six of Wands, so this is victory for you. So perhaps you've been stuck, or you have this inability to change. Perhaps you feel like it might hurt your public facade or your image. Perhaps you like the finer things in life. Perhaps you like the Gucci bag. Perhaps by changing that part of yourself, you're afraid of what others may think about you, Pisces. You have this pride about yourself. You're very ambitious when it comes to making your money. It seems like you have maybe spent a little bit too much and been impulsive when it comes to your spending pattern, and you're in that recovery now, and perhaps you have this fear of, that you're not able to make the changes that are needed here because you're afraid of what others may think. And of course the card went on the floor. We do have the Temperance here, so this is all about balance. So, bringing in balance in order to stop that impulsive behavior when it comes to your spending here, Pisces. Please clarify the Ten of Swords. Things are looking up for you, though. I mean, there's more harmony. I am just having the dropsies today. So you're in this recovery at this time, but you have this lack of focus when it comes to this recovery. With the Eight of Pentacles being reversed, you're kind of doing it. You're kind of making the right choices that you need to be making, changing the ways that you do things instead of being very impulsive with your behavior when it comes to spending, Pisces. You're kind of doing it, but not fully, with the Eight of Pentacles being reversed. You're trying to recover here. You're trying to bring more balance into your life when it comes to your finances here. There is more cooperation. There's an end of a conflict when it comes to your finances, but perhaps that conflict is within, Pisces. You're maybe afraid of what others are going to think of you. Perhaps maybe you have the shiny, luxurious car, or maybe you've had to turn it in for something that is a little bit more doable financially. Maybe you've had to sell your home or downgrade a little bit just to make, things make ends meet a little bit easier. But it's like maybe you've done a little bit of this, but you haven't fully accepted that you need to kind of hold back on the impulsiveness when it comes to spending, Pisces, is what I'm feeling here. It's like you're kind of doing it, but there's a fear about what other people are going to think of you. If you're not wearing those designer clothes, or if you're not driving that expensive car. And I feel like you've reeled in that impulsiveness, but you haven't done it fully, if that makes sense. There is some type of fast communication that's coming in for you, Pisces, when it comes to your finances. There's a rapid change coming in for you. What else? What is this? Please clarify this Eight of Wands. So the communication or the rapid change that's coming in is going to bring excitement because you're going to have this newfound freedom, this liberation. Perhaps, you know, things are looking up for you financially here finally. Perhaps you reeled in your spending a little bit, or that impulsiveness of buying those finer things, and maybe you've really, you know, really started to work hard on being able to buy those things and not regretting it, in other words. So maybe you've been working very hard. You're success driven here. And maybe there's news coming in that things are actually looking up for you financially, Pisces. It feels really good here. You could be getting some communication or some type of change or excitement that's coming in. And there's some type of freedom or liberation that's coming in here with the Eight of Swords being reversed here. So perhaps you're having more freedom to spend. So maybe something's coming in here that will bring more balance into your life here, where you're feeling, where you can do the things that you would like to do here without overextending yourself. What else? I feel like there is some type of lack of or there's an insecurity perhaps though that is with this. So perhaps you have something coming on in. So maybe there's a way that you made money and you're feeling really good about it. It's bringing in something new for you. It's giving you a little bit more freedom when it comes to your finances, but it's leaving you also a little bit insecure because of what you've gone through financially. It feels like, Pisces, you've been in a place where finances have not been the greatest. They're okay, but you're an overspender, okay? You like the finer things in life. You're a little impulsive when it comes to your spending, Pisces. You're not looking at the bottom line. You're not looking at the long term here. And you're buying things to feel good. Maybe you're buying things for the emotional satisfaction is what it feels like, Pisces. It feels like you might have reeled that in a little bit, but not completely, okay? And now you've been success driven, so you're pushing forward to try to make more money so that you can do those things that you really want to do, to have those things that you really want to have. So you've got to a place where there's a little bit more harmony. There's an end of a conflict, perhaps, feeling more peaceful in the shadow here. And I feel like with your success and your drive, using your inner voice or your inner guidance to guide you towards this place is bringing in fast communication or a rapid change that's going to bring in more freedom for you. But there is a insecurity when it comes to this. Perhaps it may not be something that is continuous. It may be like you're getting paid out for one thing, but then it stops. Something like that, Pisces. What is the advice here? The advice is to look at your long-term investments and your collaborations here. I feel like there is a chance for you to collaborate with others. So Spirit is telling you that to keep that in mind when it comes to your visions. You know, perhaps you don't know, you have that lack of long-term, sorry with the camera, you have that lack of long-term vision, and that may be why you have this insecurity, because something came in that you really worked hard for. something came in, fast communication. It made you feel like you had this newfound freedom. Perhaps you did something intuitively. It brought in some money, but it may not be long term. So Spirit is asking you to look at the long term of this, so this continues to bring in finances for you so that you can have what it is that you want. You may need to also collaborate with others in order for this to happen. One more, please. Spirit is also telling you to be prepared, because you're not prepared for things that can actually come up, things that may break, things, if you're in your household, you don't have that cushion, in other words, is what Spirit is saying here. And there's a lot of choices that you need to make at this time. You could be searching for your purpose on how to make money. You could be looking at different opportunities. There could be choices and opportunities for what you don't see here. But the overall feeling here with the Fool card being reversed is like there's a lack of direction. It's like you used your intuition here. You got some communication. It brought you some newfound freedom. Perhaps it felt really good. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go buy that designer bag with this money I just made, but it's not a money that's going to continue to come in. So you're not looking at the long term here. It seems like what you've gone through here, Pisces, when it comes to your finances, is that you've gone through a recovery, okay? You've kind of reeled it in a little bit on some of those things that you've been doing, okay? Spending impulsively, but not completely. You're afraid of what others are going to think of you a little bit if you reel it in all the way and completely stop and change the way that you do things. So you're still spending money, but your thought is, well, what can I do to keep getting more money? So you're using your intuition here, and you're success driven, and perhaps something came in because of this, and you're like, oh, great, now I can buy my bag, something like that. But what Spirit is saying here is you're not looking at the long term. You're not looking at, perhaps collaborating with others so this can keep going. You're not looking at, having that cushion for when it is a rainy day that could happen, where something breaks, or, rainy days happen all the time. So, you have to look at the bigger picture here, Pisces. I'm going to finish off your reading with a message from the universe. But yeah, it seems like as far as finances, it's like you're learning, but you're not getting there all the way, okay? You're not looking at the full picture when it comes to your money story this week. So perhaps things got better for you because you kind of reeled in that impulsive spending, but you still didn't put the cushion away, okay? You're still spending some of it. And maybe you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to work harder. I'm going to work longer hours. I'm going to do this. And now you've got an opportunity, and maybe something came in, but it's not focused on the long term. And that's what you need to be doing here, Pisces. A message from the universe to finish up this reading for Pisces money story. So it says, of course you will make mistakes, but the biggest one would be not to try. You have nothing to lose. This thing you have been thinking about for a long time, just go for it. Better an oops than a what if. We are here to support you, the universe says. I feel like that's what this is about. You're using your intuition and your successful drive that you have, okay? Because you have that perfectionism, that drive, that daring part of you, Pisces. And it's like you will always make money because you have that drive, Pisces. But it's like, you don't look at the big picture. You don't look at the long term. Like, how can I make my dreams be my reality for my success, to bring in those things that I keep spending money on impulsively? I want to be able to have the money to enjoy and buy the things that I like. So the universe is saying here, of course you're going to make mistakes. You're going to buy something frivolous, and You're going to regret it, okay? And it's okay that you make mistakes. You have nothing to lose. And keep in mind that, this is all about the physical, okay? You can't take it with you, in other words. So the universe is saying to you, whatever you've been thinking about doing for a long time, perhaps it's time now to collaborate with others, have the vision for the long term, to create the environment for which you want. The house, the car, the vacations, whatever it is that you want, the designer bags, whatever it is that you want, okay? You have to look at the bigger picture, okay, and manifest what it is that you want. You're going to have some choices that are coming in for you, Pisces, when it comes to your wish fulfillment. And here's another decision card. You're going to have to make some decisions here. When it comes to bringing in financial abundance for yourself. Maybe you're stuck in a job where you're just stuck in an hourly rate. Once in a while you get a bonus and you're like, I'm going to spend it on this instead of putting it away. But it's like you're in a job that is the same. It's not going anywhere. You're not climbing the corporate ladder. You're not doing the things that you love. You're just trying to pay the bills. Something like that. And you want this type of lifestyle where you can buy the things that you love. I'm not talking about, being the billionaire. I'm talking about going out to a shop, seeing something that you like, and you want to buy it. Something like that, Pisces. But you're stuck in a position where it's like, it's only going to pay out so much. What you need to focus on is your dreams here. What is it that you really want to do? And it seems like you do some of it, and sometimes it pays off for you like it did here. And you might have been able to have this newfound freedom with this. But it's like you're not looking at it as a long term. Maybe maybe this is like an extracurricular activity and you made some money doing it, but you're not looking at doing that as your career. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying to you. Maybe you need to look at that to bring in your abundance. Not only is it going to make you happy because you're doing what you love, something that you intuitively want to do, something that you want to perfect, perhaps that's what you need to be doing here, Pisces, with this money story this week. Anyway, something to think about. I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope that you have a wonderful week. This is your money story for the week of March 16th. If you like the reading, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the hype button, hit the like button, hit all the buttons if you want to. And I will see you tomorrow for your daily. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.